Hello, everybody. Today we are talking about how to find and join a game using Gyld. Now, in the first video, we talked about how to create a game to get people to come join and play with you. And that is the first thing you should do when you join up with Gyld to try to find someone to play with. But now that we've covered that, let's look how to join others' games. So I'm going to hit Find a Game up on top here. And it immediately gives me a list of upcoming games. We can see if there's a cost per player and gold pieces there. And now seems as good a time as any to show right up here. You can have your total amount of gold that you've got, and you can go ahead and just add that. And the more you get, the cheaper it is. So you can add gold pieces to your account here. And that will get you all filled up to be able to hop in one of the games that requires it. Though, of course, there are games that don't require it, that are just looking for players here. So let's find a game. This is just a big global search up here. Let's say I'm wanting to play the new Rime of the Frost Maiden that just came out. Cool. So here's some Rime of the Frost Maiden games that are out here. And let's take a look at this one that's ready to go. And while there's a few things that need to happen, like a game master and more players being joined here, I can go ahead and join up this game. And now it's just like the other game that I created. I can go set my availability and be ready to go. That's all there is to it. It's really fantastic how quickly you can get in here and get things coordinated between everybody who wants to play. Now I'm going to hit the little Gyld logo up here with the swords crossing each other there. And this takes us to our dashboard. And there's a few extra tools here in the dashboard that are super handy. Of course, we've got messages, profile, where you can go put some information in about yourself, turn on whether or not you want to be a GM, as someone that could search for GMs, or put yourself in as the GM. But this next section here with the calendar is a really cool feature. This is your global availability. So I set different availability for several of the games that I had, but let's say I don't really want to have different availability for everybody. I really have the same schedule, and I just want to be able to play in any of my games whenever I am available. I can set my availability here and then push it to all of my games, and it says which ones. These are games that I've actually joined. So I could uncheck a few if I said, ooh, I don't want to change that one. But now I can just hit push, and it pushes that availability to all of the games that I have joined. Awesome. You can see here, it says following and followers. So if I had a game with a DM that I really enjoyed playing with, I can go check out their profile, and I can follow them. So the next time they have a game, because I really liked playing with them, I can get reminders that, hey, they are setting up new games, go check it out. Now, if I click on my picture that I've got up here, that's another way to get to the dashboard, which was the same as clicking on this over here, but I can also jump straight to finding friends or profile and account. So I'm going to go to my dashboard this way. Of course, I can filter through my games based on ones that I've joined, ones that I'm DM of, etc. Now, this section over here is really interesting, parties and campaigns. This is great for me to start to build groups that I'm regularly coming back to. So what's the difference between a party and a campaign? Well, a campaign is a string of games. So right now I've set these games up just to be single games. But if I make a new campaign, it starts off just like a regular game. I put in all that same information, but I'm able to spin up a new session out of that game every time we're going to meet next. Let's try it. Okay, so I've got a new game here ready to be set just like before, but you'll notice it now says session 1. If I wanted to start stringing up more sessions, or after we've played our session 1, we're ready to do the next session, I can add another session using the calendar below with everybody's availability to pick a date. And here's our next session ready to roll. Just going to join this real quick, and now I can set my availability. We set a date already, but we can set our availability and choose a new date based on the availability that's here. I can use everybody's availability after the fact to confirm a date if we still needed to figure out what date was best for everybody. Cool. Now, the last thing that I want to show you for this video is parties. So with this campaign, it could be the same 5 people every single time, but it could also be a larger group of people that can hop in and out. Maybe a West Marches style campaign where people kind of set up their own objectives and what they want to play. Or maybe it's just a larger group and, no 5 people can always get together at the same time. Well, something that will help with that situation is parties. So think of parties, it's just a group. This is just group messaging. So I'm going to make a new party here. And I can invite other folks to be a part of this party. And I'll send them an invite. They will get an invite right here in this party section on theirs, as well as a notification where they can respond and accept or decline. And I'll refresh, and once they accept, you can see now 2 members in this party. And now I can message this whole party, or I can invite the entire party to a game. So you could have, 30 people in here, and different people hop in and out whenever they can, and you invite them to every new game that you set up to see who can play. So parties are a group of people that you want to be able to message or invite to games, and a campaign is more about the game itself. It's a string of games or sessions. Games in Gyld could be interchangeable with sessions. Well, those are the basics. You can now set up your own game to find people to play with. You can go look for other people's games to join. You can make a party of people that you like to play with, follow your favorite DMs or players, and set up a campaign for recurring games. There's a lot more that we can go into. We'll have some future videos on being a GM, on using gold pieces to host and join games, and a lot more. If you ever run into any issues with it, you can of course report a bug with the bug button right down here, but we're also here to help if you hit contact right down here. If you're having any issues, feel free to send us a message, or you can come join our Discord. We'll put a link in the description for you to be able to join the Discord and come hang out with us. We hope that we can bring you the same joy that we have in playing D&D and role-playing games together by making it easy for you to find other people to play with without constantly having to worry about scheduling. Thanks.